Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Sir Lionel channel. Today we're going to be the first episode of podcast, which I'm doing with my good friend TJ Shammy. Hello there.
Hello there, hello there.
Yes, hello. So yeah, I don't know why we decided to do this. We just thought it would be cool to do a podcast, I guess.
Yeah, so, I think you guys would like it. I think
Yeah.
it's something different, especially to do with our channel. It's a lot of gaming. I don't know if you've checked out mine. I don't know if you, obviously this is going up on Lionel's channel. So,
Yeah.
make sure you go, please check out my YouTube, please.
Yeah,
Please subscribe.
just a little beg there. Don't worry, I will put your channel linked in the comments down below. Yeah, so that is TGI Shammy. He'll be
Should
here
we
with
tell
me.
them what we've got lined up for this
Yeah, can you
podcast?
tell them please? Because my phone is dead and I can't get up what we're going to do on the word.
Okay. So firstly, we're going to be talking about all things football, all things cricket, mainly with me, all things F1 with me. We're going to be talking about the rugby that was yesterday or whenever this is going up, and the first to 15 and how they won their game. We're going to talk about our channels going forward. We'll be doing a segment called Awkward Questions, and we're then going to be doing some shout-outs at the end, so stay tuned for them.
Yeah, and I would like to say just quickly, if you would like a shout-out, please put down in the comments below. I'll be happy to give you one. All these people this week are just random subscribers in either one or both of our channels that we've picked. So, yeah. So, what's the first topic you've got down on your sheet there that we're going to talk about?
So all things football.
Right. Okay. Where do we even want to start? I think there's lots of things to do with football in the news and media at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, I think we start off with, I'm guessing your viewers know that you are a Sheffield United supporter.
Yes, they
And
do.
I'm a West Ham United supporter. So, I guess you could talk about the Championship a little bit. I could maybe do a bit more of Premier League. I could do fantasy football as well, and talk things about fantasy football.
Yeah, so I think you'd be better for fantasy football than me because I haven't actually looked at my fantasy team in a very long time.
We're going to talk about the England World Cup qualifiers, as they have qualified for World Cup 2022 this time next year.
Yep, so first things first, I'm going to talk about the big one. Before I get on to talking about my club, the big one, the Newcastle takeover. This is... Oh god, I don't even know where to start with this. This has been reported like massively in the media because obviously this is pretty massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it's like of all the clubs to do, I think Newcastle does not spring to mind. Yeah, it's weird. It's interesting. I don't remember this happening in my lifetime. I don't know about yours, but it's very strange. It's very strange.
Yeah, so the one thing I am going to say about this is I think they made a bit of a stupid decision with picking Newcastle because not every single player, I mean most of them are, but not every single player is going to be enticed by the prospect of the massive wages and stuff. Some of them will want to be a legitimate historical club or an exciting club that's going to be good going forward.
We talk about another thing as well. They're 19th in the table without a win this season.
Yeah. And by the time the January transfer window comes around and they can spend their money, they're going to be down.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, Norwich, I think, was it last match week they got their first win.
And then
so they're
sacked
off
their manager.
So
nice.
Dean Smith now manages Norwich City.
He does indeed, actually. I didn't see that coming.
What do you think about Eddie Howe as well as their manager? I think that's a bit...
He's very proven, but I think they should have gone with someone a bit more exciting. I think the new owners have made a bit of a schoolboy error. They should have gone for a club like Leicester, because if they buy Leicester, Leicester are already an exciting-looking club. You know, they're forward-thinking, they've got a great manager. If you combine that with £310 billion of Saudi Arabian oil money, then Leicester would have become like best club in the world easily. I don't think Newcastle was the best choice. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, I agree, but I think Leicester, I agree, is one of those sort of potential clubs that have a lot of potential. So I think, obviously I'm biased saying this, but West Ham, we're third in the league, and that is shocking. We are
Actually,
third in the league, 11
actually,
games in.
I was
Yes,
gonna
we are.
say West Ham are another one. I think West Ham have finally the promise of when your new owners bought the club. The promise was to deliver Europa League and then Champions League football in this new venue and to finally become a big Premier League club. And I think finally that has been realised. How have you gone from being, in the season where season when Sheffield United came up, you finished what, like 16, 17, and now you're third in the Europa League? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I think ever since Moyes and Moyes, new players as well, things like Jared Bowen, Pablo Fornals, Antonio has obviously stepped up, but he's not just changed obviously the owners and stuff. He's changed the whole club. I mean, I remember going to West Ham Southampton, the final game before COVID hit, and obviously we all know what happened then. But
Yeah.
yeah, I went then, and I was all over Instagram. You could just see O'Sullivan out, which was our old owner, and then as soon as David Moyes took over, the club has completely changed. We are optimistic now. We used to be pessimistic. We are very optimistic as West Ham fans. I'm just looking at our Europa League things. We are 1-3, drawn 1, lost 0. So top of
That's
our
just
Europa League group.
That's
As
just
well.
mental. It's like it's superb. And I mean, I remember coming up. I was up in Sheffield with all of my Sheffield United family, and while I'm there, we get news of the David Moyes appointment. And I said to my granddad, I said, what do you think about the appointment?" And he said, "Do you know what? I don't think it's a good idea. I think Moyes, I think his style of play is outdated. And I don't think he'll do well. I think he'll be sacked." And I must admit, by the end of that season, it did look like he was going to be sacked. But they kept him on, and this is their reward for sticking with the manager.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's great. He's a great manager. He really is. I mean, he's proven now not just to beat teams up, but to push teams that similar to like what Claudio Ranieri did to Leicester when he won them the league. I mean, maybe we could be the new Leicester, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
I'd quite like to see. I think West Ham have the potential of becoming another club like Leicester, a club which every year are challenging for honours. Like Leicester last year, they're above legendary teams like Arsenal and Spurs, and it's
Yeah.
like yeah. They've come so far, and I think that's where
Could
West
we
Ham are
just
heading.
touch on Arsenal?
Yeah, I think we should.
Arsenal.
What the
Guess how many
fuck?
points there are?
How many points? I haven't actually looked. How many points?
They're fifth in the table.
Hmm.
And I remember, 4 games in, they hadn't won a game, or they hadn't scored many goals. I think the first 3 games they didn't score a goal. Granted, they were playing Chelsea at the top of the league, but that is ridiculous, that turnaround. I don't know
feel
what
like
what
the one thing,
happened.
the one thing I am going to say though is I think Arsenal need a new manager, not just because it's there's no consistency. It's never
Yeah.
either good results or bad results. It can go literally either way, and while that's good in some ways, it's bad in others because like the team are just so inconsistent. They can win like 4-0 at Chelsea and then lose 1-0 at Norwich or something. Like they're completely spastic. There's just like. Yeah, they just sort of spaz around the league table. They're never consistent.
Yeah. Brentford, another one. They started so well, and I'm just
I
looking at the
know.
table. Their last few fixtures, they have lost 4 on the trot. I remember them being 7th, I think, when we were 6th.
Jesus. And
Um,
they've
and now they're
bottled it.
14th. They are 14th now
Yeah,
after
now
losing 4 in a row. That is.
yeah, pretty shambolic. But now what I'm going to say is I'd like to touch on Leeds. Any Leeds fans out there? Last year you all laughed at us. Second season syndrome. Imagine. Well, Leeds, guess what's happening now?
I called it. I called it for Leeds as well. It
You
happens
did actually,
every
yes.
time.
They've had a little touch of the
Every time.
second season syndrome, so similar to their Yorkshire rivals. And I must
Happened to
admit,
Watford, I think it was first, and then it happened to Norwich. It happened to like Watford again because I came back up, and then it happened to Huddersfield, I think it was,
Huddersfield definitely
and
got it. Yes,
yeah, it nearly happened to Brighton. Obviously, it
it
happened to
actually,
Sheffield
yeah,
United, and then now it's happening to Leeds, the 15th.
it's pretty bad. I mean, I don't think they're going to go down because, well, they could do, but there's a couple of other worse teams, Newcastle, in the
Yeah,
way. But I still think it's pretty embarrassing. How do you go from finished last year to, like, having completely changed your position?
yeah, the 15th. Like that is Aston Villa as well. Looking at their form, lost 5
Yeah,
on a trot.
and
Lost
I just
5 on the trot. That is shocking. It
yeah.
really
The one
is.
thing now, the one thing I'm going to say about the championship at the moment is, so number one, we're terribly. We're like 17th. Yeah, so 17th is pretty bad. At number two, the championship is terrible. Like the quality of teams and like strength in the league is just dropped so much. There's the you notice there's I don't think there's ever going to be a season where we see like the only team that have done it recently, Brentford. I don't think we're going to see a team who like randomly come up unexpected again because they just get beaten. I mean that we should be beating them, but Fulham and West Brom. And,
Yeah,
Bournemouth are one, but Bournemouth had come down like 2 seasons ago. They just get tanked every single game, and it's the same scorelines, the same players. They don't change anything.
yeah. No, I know. I completely know what you mean. Even though I don't. I mean, obviously, it was not my main sport, but and Championship football again isn't the best. But you've got to ask, like, you've got to ask like teams like
Yeah,
Watford. You've got
I
to ask
can't.
teams like Norwich. Coming up, down, up, down, up, down. You've got to stay in there in the Prem for longer. You can't just keep doing that.
I
You're not going
think
to
we
achieve
made a
anything.
mistake last year. So we came up, and our owner decided he wasn't going to let us spend any money. He wanted a second year security. I reckon we possibly would have got in. I reckon what we should have done was he should have stamped our name down. He should have given us money to spend. Should have given us pretty much a brand new, well, not brand new squad, but of, changed like the fabric of the club a bit to a more Premier League used to team. And then I think we would have done a lot better and either have gone down in 18th with a fight or possibly have just stayed up entirely.
Yeah. Okay. So enough waffling about teams, about Championship, about Prem. Who do you think is going to win in the league?
What? Premier League?
Prem. Yeah.
That's quite difficult. I mean, Manchester City are obviously so good. And I mean, the oil money does come into play a little bit. But
Yeah.
just a little bit. But I've got to make the case for Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea are the team to beat. There's not a weak area of the pitch. Kante in the centre. Werner has picked up form. Lukaku is an absolute monster up front. They've got Edouard Mendy up in goal. It's solid. Rudiger at the back. It's just a completely solid team. I don't think there's
Yeah.
really any flaws. And I mean, City still need an out-and-out striker. They didn't need one last season, but I think now they do, and they don't have one, and I think that's going to come back to bite them.
Yeah, no, I would say Chelsea. But the main point is, you think Man City. I think Chelsea, obviously they do have their games, but Man City, they're so inconsistent. Like one
Yeah,
team they beat Brighton 5-0, and then they lose. Sorry, they draw to Crystal Palace 2-all. The next, there's no consistency at all. So I think, So I think that Chelsea are gonna win the Prem. But enough of good old football.
yeah. Enough of
Enough of
some
good old football.
football. Let's
And I'm
move
going
on
to
to.
talk about the Cricket World Cup that has
Yeah.
just
Now I
passed.
have little to no knowledge of this, so you're pretty much not going to experience any Sir Lionel here. So just sit back and listen to the beauty of Sham talking about what he knows about.
So, I mean, if you are a avid cricket watcher or you like cricket or anything, you obviously, I think you would have realised that the Cricket World Cup, the ICC T20 World Cup as it's called, was happening. England,
Yes,
we got to
even
the
I know that.
semis. England, we got to the semis. We did lose, however, in the semis, and I think the problem was, I mean, there was 4 teams really. There was 4 really good teams who did obviously get to the semis and then the final. But it was interesting because England in their group, ahead of Australia, ahead of South Africa, ahead of Sri Lanka, West Indies, Bangladesh. I mean, you won't know this, but West Indies have had a shocker this tournament. They really have.
Have they really?
They are one of the, I'd say, one of the best cricketing nations or at T20. I mean, they won the last T20 World Cup in remember the name Carlos Brathwaite. If you want to go look that up on YouTube, there will be a lot of videos saying that.
Jesus, Shammy, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do. The West Indies, yeah, they've had a shocker. They've had an absolute shocker. Scotland, you'll be pleased to know. They came last in their group.
Okay, let's not hear any more about Scotland, okay?
But I'm sure, as you guys have seen over Twitter, Instagram, whatever, over the news, Australia did beat New Zealand in the final, which is a bit of a shock because I think everyone was expecting either Pakistan, England, or New Zealand. Out of those 4 teams, I'd say if that was me, I'd put Australia last of those 4 teams. I really would. So it was very surprising. Australia, thoroughly deserves, I feel, beat New Zealand in the final. I guess they just performed better when it mattered, whereas England didn't. England played well in their group, but as soon as it got to the knockouts, they bowled it and they lost. Whereas Australia, they came second in their group. They lost 1 in the group, but they won the knockouts. They won the final. They won the semi-final. They won the final. So yeah, I think hands down, Australia, fair play. They did well. I don't know if you heard in the talk this morning that Devon Conway, a New Zealand batsman, it was very funny, that when he got out, he got very annoyed and punched his bat. He then broke his hand.
That is the one thing I do know.
The final.
Yeah, that's one thing I do know. That's poor sportsmanship there.
Yeah, that may have led to New Zealand losing that final because Devon Conway, I don't know if you guys know this, but he is a very good batsman. So that was a major loss, and I think that is probably one of the reasons why they did lose our World Cup. But you can't make excuses as if it is your fault. So fair play, Australia, well played. England, we got another chance in the ODIs and the T20s and the Test matches, especially the Ashes coming up. They're in Australia. They're training in Australia at the moment. Coming up in less than a month now. And hopefully we can win against Australia in the Ashes over in Australia. Be sure to check out that. But yeah, that will do it for cricket for the moment. I mean, Louis, I don't think you have anything to add, but...
No, definitely not. Cricket. That's all I really know about cricket.
Okay, so should we talk rugby?
Let's talk rugby. That is something I do know about. So, the rugby we're talking about...
Did you watch it?
I did, yes. I watched the live stream.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I couldn't be there. It was disappointing. I had to have it called off at the last minute. But, yeah, I was watching it, and I must admit, Burko, you played absolutely superb. Fully deserved, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, we were phenomenal. I mean, I can just picture when we scored that first try in my head right now. When we scored that first try, we were like, oh, 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 oh. And then the crowd went, it was absolute limbs. That's what I called it. It was absolute limbs in the crowd. Everyone's going mental. It's very funny. And what was very funny when there was 2 year 9 or year 8 girls in like 2 rows in front of us, and they were the only girls out of like the whole crowd, and they were just standing there, with confused faces, I guess, with like when we were just going mental. It was so funny. Anyway, but we played absolutely phenomenally. Shout out to the first team.
Absolutely shout out to the first team.
Shout out Cheese Shoulders Corner. He's an absolute legend.
He's superb. Absolutely superb. Cheese Shoulders Corner. Lovely game. I think the entire team, they just played brilliantly overall. They just dominated, if I'm being honest. And it was a fully deserved win.
I think what Seaford didn't do, they just didn't take their chances. I mean, that game could have easily been neck and neck. It really could have.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it was completely runaway. 38-18. I mean, there was room for a comeback if they'd been good enough, but it was pretty conclusive.
Yeah, but they played well, which was weird. They just didn't convert their chances. They really didn't.
I mean, they played well, but I would say Burko would still definitely the better team, because sometimes the better team, sometimes the better team doesn't win. Sometimes, that was not one of those cases. The better team.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was thoroughly deserved. But I don't know, if you look at the live stream, it's on Next Gen 15 YouTube channel. They have about 12k subscribers, I think, and they live streamed the game. Berkhamsted versus Seaford College. And if you go to an hour and 17 in, you get to see Cheese Shoulders Corner.
Cheese Shoulders Corner.
Absolutely massive scrap. And it was absolute scenes. That's what I'd say. It was so fun. Like that, absolute legend. Shout out to Cheese Shoulders Corner.
Yeah, if you're
Shout
somehow,
out to his brother, Connor R12.
Yeah, shout out to his brother Connor R12. If either of you are watching this, Connor R, if you're watching this, make sure to tell your brother he played amazing. And Cheese Shoulders yourself, if you're watching this, well done, man. You played so well. It was incredible.
I mean, I doubt Cheese Shoulders will be watching this. That'd be
I doubt Cheese Shoulders will be watching. Yeah, it would be a privilege. It would be an honour to have him watching this right now. But
I think Tobias Elliott, he scored 2 absolutely impeccable tries. He really did. They were so good.
From what I saw as well. I can't remember his first name, surname Westcott. I was watching him, and his name just consistently came up as
Ben Westcott.
Strong player, really good. So congrats to you as well.
But okay, so enough of the rugby first team.
Enough of the rugby waffle. Literally, no one, unless they're following this schools cup, will understand what we're talking about. By the way, I've just
Make sure you go check out Next Gen 15 or XV as it is, because it's Roman numerals for 15, so rugby 15. And so make sure you go check out that live stream, give it a like, maybe give them a subscribe.
Yep, you can even see a Sir Lionel. Subscribe. You can even see a Sir Lionel and the Shammy out in the wild. Yeah, we both commented on that video.
I'm going to talk about F1 for a bit. I know this may bore some of you, but
if you don't like F1, skip this bit of the video. In the same way, just skip the bits of the video you're not entertained by. If you do want F1, listen here, because Sham is the absolute man for F1. I featured one of his F1 videos. I'm honoured.
At the moment, we are headed off to Qatar this weekend. Or would you say Qatar or Qatar, Louis?
I mean, I don't know how the locals pronounce it. I always pronounce it Qatar, because that's lazier and easier to say.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
and it's how my mum says it with a Scottish accent. Qatar.
Qatar.
Qatar. Oh God.
F1 is headed off to Qatar this weekend, and it was an absolutely breathtaking race by Sir Lewis Hamilton.
I thought you were about to say Sir Lionel there.
Yes, Sir Lionel, mate. But what a race. What a race. He came through. I know you probably won't know this, but just to put it into context, he qualified first. Yep. And he then got a penalty before the race the next day, 20 place grid penalty.
Look, I don't know much about F1. All I know is that a 20 place penalty, that's not good.
So we
that's not
started
you
last. Lewis Hamilton started last and came through the field in the race to finish 5th.
That's superb.
And then
job.
in the race on Sunday, he had a 5 place grid penalty for changing his engine component. And then he was starting 10th. And he won. He won from 10th on the grid with an absolutely breathtaking performance. Overtaking Max Verstappen, breathing down his neck the whole race. If you want to check out that race, highlights are up on the F1 YouTube channel. Just search up F1 highlights Brazil. What a race that was. Anyway, F1 is headed off to Qatar. I think it should be a close one. I don't think that Mercedes are going to be fully on top like everyone expects. However, I still do think that Hamilton could win this one, bridging the gap to around 8 points, maybe 7 points if he's lucky. But I say Verstappen lead by 7 points going out of Qatar. And then we're head on to Jeddah. And there's something I've got to say with Jeddah. I've just been playing the F1 game. They have added Jeddah, and it is an absolutely incredible track. It is so fun to drive. It really is. So if you have the F1 game, I fully recommend you going onto the F1 game, doing the update, because this is it's such a flowing circuit if you can get it right. Obviously, it's quite tricky, with it being the fastest street circuit in the world. I'll have you know. But yeah, that'll do it for our F1. And we can go forward.
Yeah. So I believe it is. What was it now? I can't remember.
So we're now gonna just talk about our channels a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go first if you want.
All right. I'd like to say thank you for that. I know I've promised many times to upload consistently, and it's never really happened, mainly because I'm lazy, and I can just never be asked to upload videos, and even worse, I got someone on to help me upload videos, someone who was going to work with me to upload videos. Turns out he's lazy as well and won't upload either, so that's not really worked.
Yep.
Yeah, so at the moment I'm still looking at what I'm gonna do, because I don't know. My videos are just like Manchester City's form in the league, are just on and off.
Up and down, up and down, on and off.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, so I uploaded a random coffee video, which, by the way, I failed really badly. I didn't heat up the coffee enough, so the chocolate was just left in a sludge at the bottom. That got 1,000 views, yeah? I make it absolutely perfect. It's so much better, and it got like 30 views. Like, are you kidding? And then random Call of Duty video I posted gets 1,000 views. I'd like to also mention I got one of my Warzone clips on Top Warzone Clips, a renowned channel with 400k subscribers. I know almost 400,000 people have watched me play Warzone, and I didn't actually gain any subscribers.
I don't know if they looked away or.
Yeah, whoa, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh. I'm sorry, okay? And yeah, so I'd like to say, please, go and check that out. I uploaded the video to my channel as well. So it should be there. I'm planning on some gaming content, because that's what I am meant to be doing. I just never do. The idea has always been to get a consistent game going. I don't know what that's going to be. The person I've got in to help me with my videos has suggested some Clash Royale, because that's doing quite well. But he's good at that and I'm not, so he's going to be doing that instead of me, because I can't be bothered. I'll be focusing on some Warzone. I don't know what else you want me to do, because I was filming a player career mode series, but they're really bad this year. My player is capped out at an overall rating of 80, and no matter what I do, I can't get him any higher. So it's sort of dead in the water, that idea just there. So unfortunately, you won't be seeing that. Again, I started a series where I was managing Sheffield United, and it was doing really well until the second video got 6 views. The first one got like 30, and the second one got 6. So I don't really want to continue with that because it's just not worth it. And it's really demoralizing to see something that like that, which I put so much work into, get 6 fucking views. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do going forwards. My idea is I want to upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday going forwards. So this video will actually be out on a Friday. We're recording it on a Thursday. But yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm going to hand over to you now, Shammy.
Thank you, Louis. That was very informative, shall I say. So we're nearing in on 30 minutes here. We're going to try and aim for around 30 minutes of podcast.
Yeah, we
so
do need
I'm going to do my...
We still need Awkward's question.
Yeah, I will. So I'm going to keep my info short and sweet.
Yeah, don't worry, I can cut some bits of the video.
I am going to be helping Louis do his podcast. Yeah, I was aiming to do maybe an F1 career mode, but I don't think that will be possible. So I don't think I'm going to be posting too much, obviously. Every now and again, maybe every couple of months, you may see a video.
30, you don't anyway. They weren't expecting much. I had to take a dig back, I'm sorry.
It's true, to be fair, it's true.
It's like Alex, if you're watching this, you need to upload a video.
Well, we know you are, by the way. We know you are.
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
We can hear your thoughts.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Yeah, you haven't uploaded in like 69 days. That's even worse than me and Shammy's upload schedules. So come on, get some videos out.
Yeah, it's a lovely number you've just chosen there, Louis, don't I? I'm not sure why. But, yeah, so I'm going to be helping Lionel with his channel, with this podcast, and that is pretty much where you're going to see me from now on. Every now and again, like I said, 1 or 2 videos here to there. But other than that, I'm not going to be posting much on my YouTube channel. Obviously, you can go subscribe if you want. And if I gain loads of subscribers, I might do a 50 subscriber special, or 100 subscriber special, whatever.
Yeah, I tried to do a 50 subscriber special. In the end, when I realised I would actually have to give something away because someone actually won, I gave up on it and didn't do it. Someone out there who knows who they are, who is probably watching this video, who I'm not going to mention, is still owed a £50 gift card, but they're not going to get that because I thought gift cards cost less than what they were worth, and I'm not paying £50.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, that is enough about our channels going forward. It is awkward question time. Today
yes,
I'm
so excited. I'm so excited. I've actually
you are below the age of, should we say
18. No, I would say if you're below
the age of 12,
I wouldn't know.
Really?
If you're not in at least year 8, then just no, don't. I wouldn't like you still have a child.
Should we get on with it and yeah.
Yeah. First.
So, I think. What would I do? Shall we say? How's a polite way of saying this? Impregnate the the bride, and that would probably be the best way of ruining a wedding, mainly because as soon as the husband, the groom, finds out, well, pretty much the wedding isn't actually going to happen. So that is how you ruin a wedding with Shammy Boy.
I know for a fact I wouldn't be too happy if my wife was impregnated on our wedding night.
Exactly.
Yeah, what would I do? I think I'd probably just go quite similar to that one. I think during the speech, I would reveal that the wife had been in the middle of a cheating scandal with me,
Oh, not bad.
even if she hadn't. And I'm pretty sure that would ruin it a little bit, I think.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah. Okay. And you can do it double. You can do it double.
Back to like can we new question, please? New question.
Okay. Okay. Final question. What would you do if you woke up one morning and found that you hadn't been cleaning your, how do I say this, shaft, and it had begun to produce cheese,
What kind of cheese?
like I didn't,
Well,
Willy
melted
cheese, Willy cheese. What would you do?
Okay. God.
I've got my
What?
answer.
So it's like all over you.
It's like, yeah, like all over your groin region.
Okay. So what you wouldn't do is go into town. That's the last thing you want to do.
Oh,
Obviously.
God. Okay, do you want to hear my answer?
Yep.
I would begin to produce it at an industrial scale. I would just leave it there. I would set up factories. I would advertise it as a new type of brie, fresh out of France. I'm
Lovely.
pretty sure people would absolutely love my industrial scale Willy cheese.
Oh, nah, stop. Stop talking about that, please.
I think no, I'm kidding. So shout outs, yeah, you do 3, I'll do 3.
Okay, so I would like to shout out Honora, Cheat Shoulders, and Slando1.
Yeah.
You guys know who you are.
All
They're
absolute legends.
to the channel.
Yeah, thank you. You subscribed to me, and well, some of you have. It would be an honor. Yeah, it would be an honor to receive a subscription from Cheese Soldiers himself. But yeah. My shout outs. Who do I want my shout outs to go to? I would quite like my shout outs to go to. My first shout out is going to go to Fwood0112. He's been a very avid supporter of the channel. He's featured in quite a few of my videos. Both of our channels. Avid supporter. You deserve this. Who else would I like to shout out?
Maybe Publish?
Yeah, Publish. TGI Publish. That's still your name, I think. It might just be Publish7 now. Enjoy your shout out, man. You deserve it. An avid supporter of both our channels again. Some good comments on all of them. Yeah. So that's my second one. I would like to give a special shout out. This is not one of the ones we have in the script. To LP Gamer, now MILF Hunter XXXXX.
Definitely. Yeah, special shout out. He may have done, not going to say something, but he may have done very well in his Spanish test earlier. So I want to give him a shout out for that.
Oh, has he indeed? Well, congratulations, my dear boy. Yes, you've done very well. Yes, and I'd like to give a shout out to all the other members of the people I play Warzone with. So I'd like to give a shout out. I can't even remember your username. Stole my something, steal your candy. Yeah, that's it. That's your name. I'd like to give you a shout out. I'd like to give a shout out to my other member. I can't even remember your name. You know who you are, other member, and that's shout outs for this week. If you would like a shout out next week, please tell me.
Put it in the comments. Yep, put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is going to do it for podcast 1 here. The first podcast of the Shammy and Lionel podcast. Hope you have enjoyed. Give us suggestions, new segments, different segments, remove segments. Or
if there's anything you'd like to see, anything you'd like to see removed or changed, please just tell us. I promise you, 30 won't be offended if you say remove the F1 section. But yeah.
I'd be deeply offended. No, I'm joking.
Thank you so much for
but,
watching. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode, episode 2, coming out soon. Goodbye.